All right, ladies and gentlemen, good Monday morning. Happy belated birthday, Independence Day, man. Hopefully, everybody had a great, prosperous 4th of July. Man, 250 years. We don't get it right all the time. Well, we get it right more often than we don't, right? Best place in the neighborhood. So funny, man, to just see insufferable people in this country. Um, I mean, do you go? People who go to a restaurant and complain about the service and the food and don't leave, or you ready? Better yet, keep going back, are weird and stupid people. There ain't no, you can leave. I mean, I just don't understand it. People who, yeah, I hate this restaurant and the food sucks and the service sucks and I can't stand the owner. I'm going back. Uh, okay. So love this country, man. Hopefully you guys, and it's so funny. Did you see that one poll, the Gallup poll, like 2002, like after 9/11 and global war on terror started, like Republicans, do you love this country? 92 to 95% yes. Democrats, 80, 85% yes. Today, Republicans, 95 to 90 whatever percent. Democrats, like 25%. Man, I didn't hate my country when Barack Obama or Joe Biden were president. I didn't like what they were doing or whatever. I still love the country, right? Uh, if I don't like the owner of a restaurant, but I love the food and the people there, I'm going to go back. So it was interesting this weekend to see people just freaking complain about everything. I did my little 4th of July flyby over the beautiful town of Aspen. They had a F-16, C-130 or C-130 come through. That was pretty cool. Um, but and then watch the rest of the day's celebrations and stuff like that. I'm just like my son. He's up at Dover Air Force Base. He drove up to Andrews and sat at the end of the runway. He's like, I'm not going downtown DC. I'm going to watch. He's like, I saw the best air show of my life. Air Force, the new Air Force One. He just saw the Thunderbirds, the Blue Angels. He's like sitting at the end of the runway. He had a blast. But just watching the celebrations and stuff, man, we this love it or leave it. I mean, I just can't stand people who continually complain that Mandami sitting at George Washington's desk. The dude's born in Zimbabwe, right? So he's not even American. He became an American 8 years ago. So a dude who became American 8 years ago is going to lecture me from George Washington's desk about what it means to be an American. Okay. And how it sucks and privilege and this country sucks. Get the fuck out. I mean, I just can't. But New York, you can keep it, man. I mean, I've had it with these people, but I love the fact that AOC and Bernie Sanders and Democrat Socialists and everybody, they're winning these elections. Good. I can't. I just good luck. Good luck. I thank God I live in the free state of Florida. Hey, next uh, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're in solo AI right now. If you want to come check out Full Throttle, I haven't done a Full Throttle in ages. So next Tuesday, so even if you're just in solo AI and you like it here, I'm going to open up the doors next week for 2 free days anyway. So come check it out. There's the link. Did you see what happened this morning? What did I tell you about um, the Trump accounts? Did you see Michael and Susan Dell? What, $2.5 billion or however much money? Did you see who was it just flew out of my head, man. The lady posted on X this morning, the wife of whoever billionaire. We're going to donate one share of SPCX into all of these Trump accounts. These things, it's forced buying of the S&P 500. Are you insane? I know we're in solo AI, but if you don't have a bullish on America trade on, you're an idiot. It's forced buying of the S&P 500. I'm going to say that one more time. It's forced buying of the S&P 500. It will move up and to the right. Might not be a straight line, folks, but it's going to move up and to the right. You guys, let me pull up my picture, man, because I love this picture. Where am I? Tactical trade alerts, SPX, prop reports. Where's all my SPX charts? Folks, this is with the Fed, right? The red line is the Fed's balance sheet. So the red line is the Fed's balance sheet. The black line is the S&P 500. That's with the Fed kind of juicing every once in a while. Can you imagine what happens when it's already happened? It happened at the opening bell here, folks. This is um, exactly bullish on America, BOA. So, folks, when you see the government jump in and do forced buying of something, whether it's Trump, I'm going to buy some Intel or Boeing, or buy it. So, folks, the market is going to move up and to the right. It's math, it's physics at this point. So, why am I rambling about that? Because if you're just in solo AI and you opt in for full throttle next week, you'll get your bullish a copy of our most recent bullish on America trade, which is awesome. If you're on, I think I'm live streaming on YouTube. Here's the link to register for next week. go.topgunoptions.com/full-throttle, and you'll get a copy of our bullish on America trade. Okay, I thank God there wasn't any chicanery over July 4th, no terrorist attacks. 250 thought something would go on. What an awesome demonstration of air power. I saw like the briefing card of like the fly. The Pentagon said it was like one of the most complex military operations in our nation's history to get all those flybys over, up the river in New York City and then down to DC and the deconfliction. That's the awesome might of the United States military. Hell, the UAE jets were here, the frogs, I think the Brits too, the snowbirds, all the flight demo teams from around the world were here, which is pretty cool. So, all right, let's go. This is a horror. I woke up this morning to seeing massive hits into, I think it was Kyiv. For the past, what are we on, 4-5 years? What have I always said at this part of the brief? I haven't talked about Ukraine and Russia in a while. This is going to get worse. And it has. So, Ukraine, good on them, defending your country, building their own cruise missiles now, building their own UAVs that are going 500-600 miles, hitting Moscow, hitting St. Petersburg, hitting refineries, hitting where they're making these missiles. That's fantastic. No, it isn't. I'm not going to say it's fantastic. It's so hard for me to talk as Jordan Belfort or Gordon Gekko and still have whiz. I hate this. I hate it. But let me tell you something, folks. Pushing Vladimir Putin into a corner, get ready for whatever happens. I don't know what's going to happen, but I got to be honest with you. If I'm nuts and I'm Vladimir Putin, China, North Korea, and Iran are my only buddies anyway, maybe India-ish. I'm going to level Kyiv. I'm going to use a tactical nuke, and that's it. We're already a pariah to the world, and we're losing a ton of troops. They're hitting Moscow. But damn, they're aiming for my house. Did you see his yacht? They sailed his yacht from wherever it was, guarded by 2 Soviet, cruiser warships to protect his yacht to get it away from being hit by drones. Talk about a tactical, thing. Man, we look at this. It's a hellscape. Russia may hit a military warehouse with depleted uranium. Let me finish this part of the brief and move on. Yeah, this video. People are dying. Don't invade somebody else's country. I get it. Already happened 5 years ago. Be present. Okay. I hate the history thing. Like, well, they shouldn't have invaded Ukraine. I get it. That happened. Let's deal with today. Young men on both sides are being turned into hair, teeth, and eyeballs. People are dying. Civilians are dying. Fucking stop. 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 Well, I don't care. Well. Just stop. Everybody take a breather, man. A lot of you guys who have sat in ceremony know this is the truth. The guy I flew in Aspen runs a trading firm, Board of Trade. We're going to talk about that. It's a futures firm. He's like, oh my God, we've been dying to launch options. We don't have anybody to do the training. I'm like, that's what I do. Anyway, we'll be back to that. That was a God moment. But ladies and gentlemen, I don't know why I brought that up. Anyway, let's move on. This is going to get worse, and it's bad. So, anyway, Richard, I responded to your SIBO post. Make sure everybody, not just Richard, you got to watch the replays. I talked CBOE for 20 minutes in the primary brief last week and what's going on with CBOE and what I would do. So If you miss a brief, it is on you to watch the replays. You got to watch replays. 'Cause I don't like doing double work. That's why we have replays. Trump pledged no forever wars. Now he risks forever talks with Iran. Not even going to drop anchor too long on this part of the brief. He's failing miserably. Tehran has a well-worn playbook for what? Talking and putting off concessions and playing Biden, Obama, hell, all of them like a fiddle. And Trump's failing. Uh, he keeps doing the well. If they don't meet it, I'll just start bombing him again. If that's the end state, do it now. This is death by 1,000 tweets or posts or true social posts. You are failing, Mr. President. They own the Strait of Hormuz. They didn't own it before. Now they do. The mullahs aren't going to suddenly this week during their funeral. And it's so funny because, of course, Iranian media is saying this, but it's unified the country behind our, we're all in mourning. So it did the exact opposite of what you guys thought it would do. But that's great. That's awesome. I read reports that Israel wanted to hit the funeral with where all the heavies are going to be. Hey, man, welcome to warfare. And it's so interesting because all the liberals and idiots in this country were wanking about the Iranian soccer team having to fly back to Mexico. They couldn't stay here. We're at war with the country. Hey, the Nazi team is coming over to play at the University of Michigan Stadium in 1943. What? It's so stupid. We're at war with the country. They're lucky they were even allowed into the United States. Okay. Trump briefed on all-out war options in Iran, but opts to stick with talks. Again, as you guys know, I don't speak for Dan Kane. I know him extremely well. We're pretty damn wired the same and pretty much aligned. I guarantee you Raisins talked like I talked, but the man was elected president. We take orders from him. He gives his counsel. He's failing. Hiring, man. The Thursday, seems like a year ago, Thursday, awful jobs numbers. This was a free gift if you wanted to trade the S&P 500. Awful jobs numbers were initially what? Great news. Oh my God, the Federal Reserve might not be able to raise rates. What happened? This is, folks, you gotta trade S&P 500. Awful jobs numbers did what? Popped. Of course it's going to pop. Man, we might get a rate cut because these jobs suck so bad. Then what happens after a half an hour? Humans get involved and go, awful jobs numbers. Did you not see that this was like I think I have the report, 12 months in a row of and the revisions sucked. The previous month was revised down significantly. There hasn't been isn't that funny? The government hits you with a headline and then quietly, a couple months later, they're like, yeah, that was all not good. So this is why the market imploded. Yay, shitty jobs numbers. Oh, wow. That's exactly what happened. You bet, Mo. That's taking candy from a baby. What's interesting is people are like, well, I don't get it. The jobs number is awful, but the unemployment rate went down. Well, a couple things. People left the labor force, but people are doing what? Working multiple jobs. Man, when you just lost your AI job, 200 grand a year at Meta or whatever, and now you're working at Starbucks and Baby Gap folding mini teas or something. When you're working three jobs, things can look good when they're actually bad. I briefed this last week. I can get rid of it. Why Wall Street bulls aren't worried about sky-high stock prices. Why aren't they? Because the money's there. Jerry Maguire, show me the money. We are showing you the money. Okay, then we can keep going. We'll talk about some AI in a second here and if the money's actually there. But other stuff, this is why I love Amazon. This is why we had a solo Amazon service for over 10 years, is because it's the Death Star. It makes and does everything. You name something, they are doing it somehow, somewhere, and they're good at it, right? So invest in names when math matters, you're good to go. Math ain't mattering now for some names, like a SpaceX, right? It loses money based on what it's spending right now. But Camel, speaking of Amazon back in the day, I remember using our Trade Monster platform and there wasn't enough decimal points, right? They had like a PE of 3,000 and Trade Monster only had like, we've never seen triple digit or four digit PEs. But back in the day, I'm like, well, I'm betting on the come here, and it worked out extremely well. SpaceX is about to be to join the NADAQ 100. Here's how exposed you'll be. Let me. Uh, so it's Elon Musk's rocket maker will enter the tech index at a relatively low weight. Okay. So it joins tomorrow, the NASDAQ 100 on Tuesday. Um, you know, it, for now. So the initial, dipping your toe in the water, even though it's got a 2 trillion market cap, it's one of the most valuable companies in the US. It's not going to enter the cap weighted index as one of the top components. Does that make sense to you? Everybody good? That's because SpaceX sold less than 5% of its total shares in the IPO. Everybody understand that? And then guess what? There's a ton of people that are, say it with me, locked up. That prevents them from selling. Okay. The NASDAQ adjusts its index weights by a company's so-called free float, the number of shares to the public, right? Capping the weight at 3 times a company's float, adjusted market cap. Okay. For SpaceX, that means it'll be initially treated as more like a $300 billion company than a $2 trillion. Everybody good. Okay. The triple Qs is the biggest fund, adding SpaceX, but not the cheapest. Okay. State Street is going to have some in there. Index inclusion, obviously, it's forced buying, just like I talked about with the Trump accounts, right? So that's bullish for that. But gains are far from guaranteed. You guys know I'm in a bearish put 2x1. As employee lockup periods end over the next year, index funds are likely to help absorb some of the selling looking to cash out. A phenomenon that analysts say has weighed on some shares of newly public companies like Facebook in the past. I put that in the other report. The 10 most hyped IPOs in the past 10 years, what happened to them? Every one of them imploded. 7 or 8 of them all recovered and exploded. Eventually, Robinhood, Facebook, go read the report. Okay. This is creepy. Tech companies are searching for signs that chatbots are conscious. Anthropic, Google, Meta have hired computer scientists, neuroscientists, and philosophers to study the welfare of AI models and whether they have emotions. My God. I already told you that the co-founder of Anthropic was at the talking to the Pope last month. Like, we don't know what we built, and help. He called it the Tower of Babel. I read over the weekend that some AI, whatever, did its first denial of service attack or hack attack on something else. Nobody told it to do it. Uh-oh is right. I feel like John Connor, man, in Terminator. We are in trouble. Steve, you absolutely nailed it. The tariff rebates and all sorts of stuff like that are way bullish. It goes back in somewhere, right? Absolutely, 100%. How about this? Tech finance sectors in US losing 28,000 jobs average every month. Okay. Whether AI will cause mass workforce cuts over time remains up for debate, but it's starting to leave an imprint on the US employment data. Yes. Yes. Right? It might be too early, blah, blah, blah. And then you wake up, you go to yoga, you have a cup of coffee, and you read this. Big tech has suddenly flipped on the AI jobs wipeout scenario. Oh, I'm reading about all these layoffs, thousands, tens, thousands of hundreds of thousands year to date. And then here comes the journal. As public opinion of AI has shifted into the negative, warnings of mass employment reductions have also diminished. Well, the warnings of the mass employment reductions have diminished because what? They've already done it. Jack Dorsey, 40% of his company gone. And more to come, most likely. But I wear a tie-dyed shirt and I have a beard, so everybody thinks I'm a shaman. What? Did you not? 1,000 workers up in Michigan. I posted over the weekend. 1,000 workers in South Carolina, North Carolina. One of the plants. AI don't unionize, or it probably will unionize to kill all of us eventually. But AI doesn't take a break. The robots don't take a break. They don't unionize. They have to take a leak. They don't have a 401k. They don't have health care. So stop with the, oh, it's not that bad. It, other than that, Mrs. Kennedy, how was the parade? It's already happened. The bad's in it. Now we might stabilize, and I get it. And I shared over the weekend or flying out to Aspen, whenever it was, about like some companies are over furloughed. Now they're bringing some people. They'll find the happy medium, man. But the happy medium is under where it used to be. Disturbing technology, disruptor technology. Well, actually disturbing to me, but disruptor, the dust will settle, blah, blah, blah. I get it. But folks, those UAW jobs ain't coming back. If you read the article and looked at the videos, man, these and compared it to the humans, it's over with. I don't. Do you not know that inside a huge Amazon fulfillment warehouse, it's pitch black? There ain't a light on. AI robots don't need light to see. They just freaking move, man. So the Wall Street Journal, pro business and anti-Trump, they can throw up these articles every once in a while. It's like, you know, did you see that? I posted it, man. The Palantir video, that video from that guy, he's good. Did everybody watch that video? He was on CNBC last week. Make sure you're in the solo AI thread, man. I post a lot of great intel in here. There it is. More blue collar auto jobs gone. Man, this is why do they have to make them look like humans too? Like, why are they dark? I mean, go. Make sure you're reading all this stuff in the AI thread. But where's the Palantir? Oh, here it is. This was one of you got to watch this. This guy's awesome. It's an 18-minute interview with Karp. Alex Karp is enough to teach you that any institution would ever teach you. Go watch this Palantir, this interview with him. It was July 1st. Yep. This is a great. I'll give it to you if you didn't watch. It's the 18. You got to watch this. This dude, he's good. I think this guy is fantastic. Looks like the professor from Back to the Future. I get it, but it's worth the 18 minutes. All right, excuse me. Let's go find it. All right, there it is. The dropped the AI report yesterday for our tactical trade alert members. Hopefully, everybody got a chance to read that. If you're in your tactical trade alerts, great update with everything that's going on. I worked on this for a couple hours yesterday early. That's the problem with mountain time, man, or me going well. I'm up at 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning out there. Great report, everything that's going on. Go read it. Let's just go back to our the conviction rankings, man. Amazon, NVDA, Palantir. I moved Palantir back up. NVIDIA down at this level. It says it in here. Go read the report. It's like, man, down at this level, it's a sell the wife and kids mortgage the house moment for those names, especially after that interview with that guy. It's hammered way, 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 way too much. Oh, I forget. One more thing to brief before we get tactical. Nano nuclear rises on potential power plant, Dubai listing in Abu Dhabi. So again, it's kind of my lotto ticket of these names, and that's why it's called a lotto ticket. All right, any questions on the? Where's my briefing card? Any questions before we start poking around and getting tactical? What's our max SPX today? I'm gonna buy some drinking money calls. 75.20. Look at where we're hovering right now. 75.20 the whole time I've been talking to you. A lot of pull up this way. I mean, there's this potential 7,500 today. I mean, we could sneeze down to there, but man, there's a lot of upside calls here. Look at that. I think we get a rally one of these melt up days. Up to you can do a drinking money call if you wanted to, but let me hold on. All right. All right. Any other questions? Let's go ahead and look at our model portfolio. Man, who is this? Who did this? Barry? Who put us in? Who gave us Bloomfield Energy up 11% today, man? It has been effing ripping. BE because we couldn't afford. I couldn't afford. Man, look at this chart from what was that last week? Last week we were at 248. $50, and it's ripping again today. So I told you, what's our current position? Up 11% today. Where are we? That's a nice. That's in a month, folks. 38%. 2,800 bucks, man. Yeah, I can do that, Mitch. Look at our energy names. I mean, my CCJ is weak, but that's a great couple weeks here. Let's go. Let's do our. Well, yeah, I could. Anybody want synthetic stock real quick? I'll do it super quick since everybody should know how to do it. We're just going to rip through it quick. June 28. There's my existing position, Mitch. I got the 280. We're at 300, so we're going to sell the 300 put. We're going to buy the 300 call. 3 and 3 is 6, so 240 is the disaster put. Okay. And then we'll sell the July 10 call. Not 310. Holy shit. Look at that. Look at that. Out the Friday, that's $1,600 in premium on that short call. I mean, it's not an insignificant synthetic stock. It's 12 grand, but why is divorce expensive? It's worth it. I would not do 310. Let's go front. Let's go out to Friday at the money straddle 300. What's that? 18, 19. That's 39. Holy crap. So I'll bet you there's premium up to like a 325 call. Let's go 325. Why? Because I like 325. There's $1,000 of premium in the Friday 325 call. So Mitch and anybody else who's new to Solo AI, here's the synthetic stock on Bloomfield Energy I would do today. I ripped through that. Why? Because you should know what you're doing, because you watch your options weapon school. Sell one Friday 325 call. Max profit is not infinite. So again, they always have a problem with E-Trade with these synthetic stocks when you throw the disaster put up against it. All right, so that is the new trade on that. I won't do it because I already have this one, which is up 38% in a couple weeks. I will sell the, what did I say, 325 against it. Let's look at the chart real quick, though. You drop at 325 in, just because I am selling a short call there. Nice dip, man. I mean, this has been 300's been resistance here. If we hit it with airspeed, I think we keep going, but any earnings coming up? End of the month. All right, I'll stick with the 325. Sell one, 325. Folks, I treat a short call the same way. It's got to be a nickel because market makers like getting rich. So we'll go 1045. Any questions? Bloom, not Bloomfield. Sorry. Thank you, Karen. KH. Broadcom. I told you it was a gift. AVGO, Bloom Energy, not Bloomfield. Nice little rally out of everything today. Let's take a look. So, one more time. Rip your face off rally. Whoa. From what are we doing here? All right. So, I told you we bought it at 300. I did synthetic stock. We went up to 500 and now we filled the gap. There was 400. We're trying to get back up to that 400 level up there. Nice little range though right now. I did an iron condor. When was it? Back here, and I got blown out of that. But it was an overall market thing. It wasn't a Broadcom thing. We should do one of those again. I want to lower my cost basis in here. But when I see something like this, especially in this type of name, when the premiums are astronomical, you can go super wide conservative iron condor and lower your synthetic stock price. So let's close this chart a little bit. That's iron condor central right there, folks. Let's look at that. Friday is the 10th. Let me just write stuff down. So 380. So $9, 925 here, and let's just say 99 is 18. Let's take a look at the at the money straddle. See if I was close. Straddle, sell, sell. Friday the 10th. $18. I do this for a living. 18. So the top would be 398, and the bottom is 362. So the short call after Friday, I think I just have one synthetic stock contract. I do. Let's just start with a short call. 398. I open my strikes up a little bit. The 390, wow, look at that. The 397 and a half is $300 of premium in it. So that would be the short call, but let's do a spread. The 397 and a half, 400. 1 to 0.24 is fine. Why? Because I'm going to talk about an iron condor. So let's do that. And we're rolling down a little bit, running away from me because it Broadcom popped. Let's just put 50 in there. I like round numbers. 50. And then the bottom is 362. Add put, sell buy. So we'd sell is there a 362 and a half? There is, that's perfect, and a 360. Let's see what this iron condor looks like. The premiums are so awesome on this. Look at that. 50 and 50 is about $1. Love it. This is a beautiful iron condor. You're risking 145 to make 105, right? Iron condor is a football trade. That's the current stock price, and there's your uprights. The bull put spread and the bear call spread. The football can go anywhere in here, man. Hell, it can hit an upright as long as it goes in. I like this. So the short call for your synthetic stock is at 397 and a half. And then this is a potential iron condor if you like it. Man, and it's obviously whipping around. I'm going to leave it in at that dollar. Let's do $1 since we're ripping around. It's a nice, and remember, folks, I place these trades as iron condors, but I end up, managing them as what? Two individual spreads. You can manage yours as an iron condor, but this is a bear call spread and a bull put spread. When do we take profits? 7, 8, 9. If I'm looking at a 70, 80, 90% profit on this credit that I take in for the spread, I close it. All right. Yeah, exactly, Mike. That's a great point. Yeah, make sure you're not. And the brokerage, they're not that stupid. Like at Options House, we had a guy blow up and he disappeared, and we lost a lot of money and couldn't find him to sue him. But today, because we learned those lessons, most brokerage firms aren't going to let you do something that's going to blow them up. They always do well, you can't do this trade because we're worried about you. They ain't worried about you. They're worried about them. They don't give a shit about you. And in this model portfolio, uh, let's keep it at a buck. I said when the let's start with about let's see what 25 does. Perfect. I'm not going to do my 5 grand. I'm safer. I like this name. We had rip, implosion, fill the gap. We're hanging. I'll do 3,800 bucks. This, if you do 25 contracts, you're risking 3,800 bucks to make 2,500. I like this trade. I'll add this to the model portfolio. I'm gonna, oh son of a bitch, no, I'm not. I'm gonna add this to my personal account too. I like trading Broadcom. In my, I'll do one just so I can track this trade. I need to track it. I don't know why I don't have the margin in this account. I'll leave this at $1, and we'll do that. And I need to sell an extra, what they say, 397 and a half for the synthetic stock. Okay. Would you do a ratio trade? No, not in a bear call spread. I like both spreads having the same amount of contracts. Okay, let's keep going. Got filled on the Bloom short call. Let's group those all together. CEG, one of my laggards. It's the CG, CCJ, CEG, Constellation Energy. Any earnings coming up? August. Man, August. Years flying by here. We were serpentining down here with this 250, broke through 250, trying to get back up to it. Little pop today of 2%. Let's look at some short calls just to bring my cost basis down. We're at 240. We're at 243.77. So we're in between those two strikes. So what's that? 550, and it's about 11 bucks. So the short call would be about 255. I'd sell one Friday, 255 on CEG. I'm not going to do any spreads on that one because I needed to start making its way back to 250. I don't want to put a bull put spread on. It's starting to rally back up to 250. I don't want to step in front of it too much. Short call, I don't mind stepping it in front of. Palantir, folks, if you're new to solo AI, this is my, I just showed you in the report, one of my highest conviction ones. 110 rip, that's a tear. I'm telling you, man. Palantir, well, read the report. I'm not going to keep talking. Back up to 125. Might get a little fade back to it. Let's do short call. We're at 131. That's 3 and 3. That's 6. $7. That's the 138 calls. 138. Those are pretty conservative, folks. If you want to go a little inside that for a little bit more premium, go ahead and do that. I think I have that in my personal account too. Let me do that before I forget. No, NVDA. Oh, I didn't do my Amazon. Yes, great. Everybody read what Monica wrote. Great advice, man. Good. The Palantir, what would be a new Palantir trade? Let's do that. Mine's up here at 150, so it wouldn't be that. It would be 130. So let's rip a Palantir. Selling the Dees 28 130 put, buying the Dees 130 call. There's your synthetic stock for 1,300 bucks. 13 and 13 is 26. Well, what's the math? 104 put. 104 is the disaster put. So it's 105. 3,800 bucks. And then what did I say? Selling The July 10th, 138. There we go. I'll grab a screenshot of this. Need to save with the strikes. So I forget, remember what these are. Save PLTR. Screenshots. Oh, screenshots. PLTR. Palantir 76. Metrics. Risk analytics. It's so funny, man. I picked up the guy in Basalt outside of Aspen at Starbucks. We were sitting there having a coffee just to, you know, he's like, man, wait, you're in the board of trade? I'm a firm in the board of trade. You know these people? I'm like, oh my God. He's like, yeah, I'm a futures firm. And our folks are always asking us for options, but we don't know anything about them. I'm like, dude, that's what I do. He's like, oh my God. He did ibogaine in LA. I'm like, are you kidding me? Um, Not Palantir. It was like a long lost brother. I'm like, oh my God, dude, this is creeping me out. Palantir, 7.6 metric. Very small world, man. All right. I already have Palantir, so I'm not going to do that. Yeah, Rebecca, good on you for watching that. All right. CCJ removed from the portfolio, but I'm okay with the name staying in here. It's removed from the AI, but it's still in the model portfolio. I booted CCJ for SpaceX. Doing the same thing as what we just talked about, these serpentines, any earnings coming up, end of the month. Looks like 100's the resistance, man. Underneath it, above it, underneath it. We're seeing that these drill bits up, trying to get back up. I'm glad I removed it. So if you're new, don't add this one. Two and two is four. 101. Yep, about $100. Sell one, July 10, 101 call for CCJ. It's funny it's saying I don't have the margin for those and they're letting me do short calls. NVIDIA, buy with both hands. Absolutely buy NVIDIA with both hands. Still have a hedge on, a put 1x2 in case I'm wrong and this blows up for whatever reason. That's my ejection seat. That's my insurance money. Um, it's a gift down here, sub 200. Easily a gift. Earnings, August. Short call. I don't, one more time, folks. You can do these Monday, Wednesday, Friday short calls. You got to sit here, you got to manage them. I just like my Friday. When you do the math, if you looked at a Monday, Wednesday, and then out to Friday, if you had just done the one, it usually equals up to all the close to at the money calls you would have done here. So if you like sitting here doing work, great. If not, do a Friday. But you can go tactical and do, I'm gonna do one for today, then I'm gonna do one for Wednesday, then I'll do one for Friday. Knock yourself out. 190, we're in between strikes. So what's that? 250 and you know, six. 202. Is there a 202 and a half? There is. There's a 202 and a half. I'd sell a Friday 202 and a half call, 121. Let me add that in my personal account before I forget. NVIDIA. All right. Friday 202 and a half right there. Sell 121. 124. Okay. Take that filled. All right. What else? I think we got an Amazon to talk about. I'm underwater in mine. I'm synthetic stock at 270. We're at 242. Let's go take a look at the chart. We don't have earnings until end of the month. Good near death experience, the 230. We saw it back here, and now it's let's go. Get off the mat. You make way too much money to be sitting down here. So we're at 242 and a half, 375 and four, uh, seven, 252 and a half. 252 and a half is way too conservative. 250. That's a good number for Amazon. I'd sell the 250. $1.37. I got to go do that over in the model account. I just got filled. So Amazon, I'm way underwater in this one. It's at 270. So yeah, it's so funny to see Amazon as my laggards. Like, seriously? Loving the psychedelics, the everything else, and then come on, Amazon. The Death Star. Did I do a Palantir over here? Or an NVDA? 629. Cancel. Um, yeah, I think I'm good. Iron Condor, I'll go to 99 cents. See if that works. Oh, I want to add that to my personal account too. CEG, Amazon's filled, CCJ. What am I missing? I think we're good. Am I missing anything? Let me go back over to the account. Let me start grouping calls together. So on your screen right now is my current AI model portfolio. All of these names are a yes, I would do today, uh, except the ones I just said, CEG and CCJ. You know what I mean? NVIDIA, Palantir, yes. Amazon, Broadcom, Bloom is now up 45%. Just did the new synthetic stock for Bloom. That's the one I would do today. So Mitch asked for it. Mitch got it. Somebody asked for new Palantir. They got it. Any other questions? Dave, episode 15. What's episode 15? It was episode 15. All right, let me go over to here. I think we're good. Dave, episode 15. Again, if you're on YouTube watching us live stream, go to topgunoptions.com/full-throttle. Next Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going to get airborne, open up the public. Oh, my call sign. That's funny. I forgot about that. I need to remember that number, episode 15. Um, yeah, yeah. That wouldn't fly in today's Navy, man. For a couple years there, or for a long time, there was a call sign review board. Like your call sign had to get approved because some of them weren't politically correct. Yeah, that's the point. How about CQ Brown, one of the most racist officers in our nation's history? We need less white pilots in the Air Force. What? And then he pens an op-ed about the U.S. military is becoming a little too politicized. They're trying to depoliticize the military, man. Merit. This ain't the Boy Scouts, which doesn't exist because they have girls in it. Yeah. We want less white officers. You can't be any more racist than that. If we got a little time, maybe we take a snipe here. I don't, but this is dangerous. Well, let's talk through it. I know you're in solo AI. Let me give you some extra value on an S&P 500 trade right now. Don't. Why? Well, we're at a coin flip. Gapped up, Trump accounts, and now you hang. We ain't going to hang here until the end of the day. We're either going to pop up or we're going to go down. I already told you the Max Payne puts are at 7,500. The rest of those calls are out of the picture up here. So do we get one of those melt up days like these, like whoop, just the melt ups are dangerous, man. It's a boiled frog. So or I haven't done this in a while. You do an iron condor. You do it at the put. You do it at the. Let's go see that real quick. Not saying I'm going to do it. I'm just saying when you see a hang like this and you know it's going to break up or down, maybe you do both. 7,500, 7,495, right? And then you do a what was the top? Well, we're right in the middle. How about a 7,550? See something like that. I used to do. I'm doing so much stuff right now, but I used to love doing these iron condors, man. Yeah, 45 and 45 is you know risking 412 to make 88. Nah, that's never mind. I would not do that. The risk reward ain't even close. But if you think we're gonna, and you can wait for the 246, right? What's that mean? We're doing the hang right now. Sorry, doing the hang. There's a green. Next one, a red. Nothing. That's a 2-4. That would have been an aggressive bull put spread snipe. Six is a confirmation. We got to the 6 minute and it was red, so no shot. Two big candle, four red might have been a bear call spread shot, but you're not seeing a real confirmation on a six, right? Two, four, flat, small green, six. That's not a confirmation for me. Two, big green, four, small green, six, medium green, eh. That's why this is an right now. And I wouldn't be taking a snipe. You start seeing a run up, it's going to run. A 246 up, that's a confirmation potentially. You see a 246 red down, we're going to 7,500. So right here, you can kind of sit and this is very rare that we see this type of hang for this long. So I don't like, yeah, maybe double top forming and then a rollover. You wait for the confirmation, then you fire. There's a two red, four bigger. And then obviously, Trump says something or something happens in the market, it'll help it in that direction. But anyway, I figured since we were done our AI stuff, I'd talk you through that. But as I sit here and post the trades and send out the alert and stuff like at the follow-up email, I'm doing this. I had 3 days in a row last week of freaking on the money snipes. And if you had held any of those, you made a max profit. Um, Look at that. Nice job, Frank. 8 grand in profit. The Trump accounts. That's awesome. Well done. Good intel, Bruce. I love when people, so folks, it's half a lifetime membership he made on some calls from Thursday. Love this stuff. So a bear call spread, when was that? Thursday? A grand, 50%. That would have been a max profit. All of these, I think, would have been max profits. 800 bucks, 50%. There's another one down here. Oh, right there. The Lucky Strike, 700 bucks. Look at that. Folks, those are quick. I'm just sitting here bored doing stuff, and then I'm like, oh, there's a confirmation. If you can make 30 to 50% in 15, 20 minutes in a grand, anywhere from whatever it was, 500 to 800 to 1,000 bucks, do it. If you have any doubt, folks, go watch Options Weapon School Training. I did 2 sniper shot briefs, 8 and 9. So go watch 8 and 9. If you're just in solo AI monthly, you don't have access to Options Weapon School. Why? You ain't paying for it. Upgrade and new and annual. But go watch session 8, SPX sniper shots methodology, and also the management in case it's running away from you. Okay. Yeah, Kathy, nailed it. We had that SpaceX Iron Condor. Loved it. That was beauty. Good catch. But folks, if you want to learn more about the sniper shots, Options Weapon School sessions 8 and 9. If you're just staying in your solo AI monthly at 97 bucks a month, you can just go get Options Weapon School to watch these if you want. It's right there. But if you upgrade into an annual, you get it. It's included in Solo AI annual. So there you go, PR. I love it. So, folks, bullish on America. You can't, it can't not go up. I mean, we could, another scandemic, more epic fury, China, Taiwan. There are reasons, raging inflation, uh, horrible jobs. I mean, there's enough bad out there. It's all in the S&P 500 report. Take all that out or most of it out. Forced buying of the S&P 500 and billionaires pumping up Trump IRA accounts. The S&P 500 is going to go up. I gotta be honest with you, I'm shocked it isn't super rallying today. I mean, up a 0.5%, yay. But maybe the dust is still settling on this. But folks, get it. Go read all my free YouTubers. Go read the Bullish on America report right there. Go read the Bullish on America report, folks, and sign up for Full Throttle next week. You get access to that. You get access to the Bullish on America report when you opt in to Full Throttle. All right, go.topgunoptions.com/full-throttle. It's a coin flip, Mike. At this point, it is literally a coin flip. That's I got to get going here, but I was hoping as I was just rambling here that it was going to make a break in a direction. But go, folks. I don't flip quarters, man. I wait for a little confirmation, then fire. I get it right 80% of the time based on last quarter, which is pretty perfect. Do you guys know this? I haven't said this in a while. Professional. When I ask this question, what win rate do professional traders shoot for? People are like, 100, 90, 80. Wrong. Well, first of all, most professional traders shoot for what? 51%. Why? Because that means over time they have more winning trades than losing. I'm in the mid 80s to high 80s, maybe even low 90s, folks. Isn't that interesting? The average, our firm in Chicago was at 60. A win rate of 60 was you were good, man. But I remember when I went there, I'm like, man, isn't it supposed to be like way above that? And then somebody got on the whiteboard and showed me over time. This is back when we used whiteboards. And I'm like, oh, I get it. 60% over time, over your career is just obscene. Me, 80s, 90s, because I don't like 60s. That just sounds bad. Exactly, Kathy. 65% is the industry standard for a win rate for a professional trader. I'm not average. Okay, good stuff, man. I'll see many of you again one more time. Go to topgunoptions.com/full throttle. I'll get the replay email out in a couple minutes. If we break either way, this is why you want to be in something else, folks. You want to be in full throttle, because if I'm sitting here and it breaks up or down, I'm going to fire a sniper. All these are in the hunters. Somebody asked the other day, like, where do you see all the sniper trades? They're right here in the hunters, man. Bear call spread, bear call spread, bear call spread. So the solo AI trades get posted where? Solo AI. Oh, I'm going to do that right now too. Duh. And then everything else gets posted in the hunters right there. So I'm going to post the Bloom, the Iron Condors. Oh, I got to do that too. The short calls and everything. Anything else? I'm excited, man. America tonight. I can't wait. You see the England game last night? That was a great game. I'm not too into this, but might as well. It's going on. It's here. What a game last night. The Brits fending off Mexico, man, down a man, and just absolutely insane game. But tonight, man, Belgium, the Ardennes, the Battle of the Bulge. Tonight's good. So we will, for one night in the history of this country, playing in Seattle tonight, we will call it Monday Night Football. I will allow that. It's okay. We will call it Monday Night Football, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, I'll get going. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see many of you tomorrow for the primary live trade brief at 10 a.m. Namaste. Fights on. Wiz out. I'll talk to you guys later. Cheers.